Hey guys, what's going on? Today I'm going to review an album that is an abomination. I have not reviewed this yet. This is a god tier album. It's a holy grail album. Black Flag's Damage, one of the greatest hardcore albums ever released. Honestly, in hardcore punk is my second favorite album. My favorite hardcore punk album is Minor Threat's complete discography, but this to me is the best LA punk album ever. And it's from my favorite band ever, so no big deal. Great album, very classic, very iconic, very well respected. Just, this album is a holy grail album in definition, It's one of the greatest punk albums ever released, and I can't argue with that. Although it's not my favorite thing in Black Flag's discography, that would be My War. My three favorite Black Flag albums are probably My War, Loose Nut, and Slip It In. But I love everything that they've done. But this one would probably be number 4 in my, I don't know, I guess I could rate my top Black Flag albums. 1 would be My War, 2 would be Loose Nut, I gotta get that, 3, Slip It In, and then 4 would be Damaged, and then 5 would be In My Head, and then Family Man. Not that I don't like Family Man or In My Head, I just, they're kind of like, they're not like filler spots or anything on the list. It's just like, I don't like those albums as much as My War, or, Loose Nut, or Slip It In, or Damaged. But, I don't know, all their albums are very different and hard to compare, but this one is just amazing. So, yeah, packaging, very iconic classic album cover, with, like, Henry Rollins punching a mirror, and he's got, like, blood all over his hand. And this is back when he was bald before he had his long hair. And then there's the logo in red, Damage, very iconic album cover. There's a lot of variations on this, too. Like, I don't like this version of the album cover because I prefer the one where it's in black and white. It looks cooler, and it's easier to see what's going on. Like, his head kind of blends in with the background a little bit. And there's also one where it's, like, blue, or it's in, like, full color, but it's, like, really saturated. But, yeah. I think on the vinyl version it's in black, I'm not sure. There's the spine, so, yeah. The packaging on here, there's not a whole lot to look at, since it's an SST release. And for some reason, the packaging on their albums is really weak. Like, they don't really include much other than the album cover, especially on their vinyl releases. Like, on my Descendants, Milo Goes to College, there's just, like, a dust sheet, and the record, and then the sleeve, and that's it. There's no, like, insert or anything. And same with all my Black Flag, records. But, their CDs, there's a little bit more, since sometimes they'll include lyrics or whatever. But, yeah, there's the back. There's the track listing. 15 songs on here. All classics, all very good. Rise Above, Spray Paint, Six Pack, What I See, TV Party, Thirsty and Miserable, Police Story, Gimme Gimme Gimme, Depression, Room 13, Damage 2, No More, Padded Cell, Life of Pain, and Damaged 1. A lot of the songs on here were written prior to the release of this album, like Damaged 1 or Gimme Gimme Gimme, but they were perfected on this album, in my opinion. Probably my second favorite lineup from Black Flag on here, my favorite being the one that's like the classic 84 lineup, with Henry Rollins on vocals, Greg Ginn on lead guitar, Kira on bass, and Bill Stevenson on drums. But this one is also very good. Henry Rollins on vocals. This was the first album they did with him, and you could tell because like his voice is a lot higher pitched than all the way releases, and it's just he sounds not angrier, but he sounds like a more young, angry adolescent rather than a depressive, maniacal adult like he does on albums like My War. Anyways, so yeah, rhythm guitar, Des Cadena, lead guitar, Greg Ginn, bass, Chuck Dukowski, although it says Charles Dukowski, and then on drums, the famous Robo. So yeah, the thing that's kind of weird on here is you can't really tell who's who with guitar on here. You can't tell who's Greg Ginn and who's Des Cadena, like, where they're playing. They pretty much sound the same, because the production is pretty bad on here, honestly, if I say so myself. The production on here is, like, really dry, but it suits the album very well. It makes the album sound more depressing or angry or raw, which I like. It's not, if the production on here was, like, really good and really polished, then this album would sound really overproduced, and it would ruin the vibe that it gives off, that angry, what would it be, just like, like, in your face, angry, like, fuck you vibe. It would just sound more like a Ramones album or something. It would sound less angry without the crappy production. This cover is pretty cool, like, with the track listing and all that. And then there's the back, which is the same thing as this, except without the track listing. And then inside you have all of the lyrics, except they are all really small print, which I don't like, but yeah. Alright. Opens up with Rise Above, classic song. A lot of people say that's like the best song on here. I have to disagree with that, since there's a lot of better songs on here than that, but it's still a very good song. You know, basically like the definition of punk in one song, in my opinion. Is if someone asked me what punk was, I would probably show them that song, because like lyrically it defines punk. You know, fuck the authority, we're better, like, you know, rise up, we're gonna rise above. And very cleverly written lyrics too, like, we are tired of your abuse, try to stop us, there's no use, you know. And then there's Spray Paint, which is so underrated. This song is really short, under a minute long. I think it's like 20 or 30 seconds, I can't remember. But the lyrics are so cool, and the song is really fast and frantic. And, yeah, you know, the lyrics are so cool, too, and really juvenile compared to the other Black Flag songs, which are a lot more personal. But, you know, lyrics like, you know, feels so good to say what I want, it feels so good to knock this down, it feels good to see disgust in their eyes, it feels good, I'm gonna go wild, spray paint the walls, feels so good to say what I want, it feels good to knock this down, it feels good to see disgust in their eyes, it feels good, I'm gonna go wild. You know, I pretty much just sang the whole song right there, which without singing it, or ranting, or screaming like Harry Rollins does. But yeah, great song. There's Six Pack, which was written a while before this album, although it was on the Six Pack single or EP or whatever. I saw that on vinyl actually at the record store. I didn't get it though, because it was a little bit overpriced. It was like $15, but it only has like 3 songs on there, so it's like $5 a song. I don't know. I would probably get that maybe sometime if it's a little cheaper. But yeah, Six Pack is such a good song though. This is the best version in my opinion. Also, the intro sounds very dark on here, and Harry Rollins kind of adds something to that. What's funny though is that originally I thought that was like an alcohol anthem when I first heard that song, but now looking back I see that they're parodying like party lifestyle or whatever, which is just, it's awesome that they like make fun of something like that rather than bands like you know, like the Sex Pistols or like would like glorify that, you know. But I like how Black Flag make fun of that in a dark way, and it comes off really dark on this album especially. But yeah. Then there's What I See, underrated song. It starts out with like a Chuck DeCasio bass line, and his bass performance on here is very good. If I say so myself, I just said that phrase twice this video already. I don't normally say that a lot. Anyways, yeah, and there's one part of that song that's really good though, where the guitar goes out and it's just the bass, drums, and Henry Rollins, and he says something. He says like, "Not right, I'm not right," and then he just like barks. He's just like, "You're not right." And then he just like squeals it. I gotta close my eyes. But it's like that part of that song is just like I have like an eargasm in that part of the song. It's just so fucking awesome. But yeah. Then there's TV Party, which is kind of an overrated song. It doesn't really belong in this album, in my opinion, honestly. I don't know. It's like they're making fun of people who watch TV all the time, which is a great lyrical topic, but it doesn't fit in with the other songs on here, which are either like angry or rebellious or depressing. Well, that song is more like funny, so it doesn't really fit in very well on this album, but it's still a great song. I do prefer the version that's on the TV Party single or EP, but I don't know, solid song. Really cool guitar riff, and I also really like the gang shadow vocals and the chorus, which I don't normally like stuff like that, like gang shadow vocals. But yeah. Thirsty and Miserable is a very thrashy, fast song with really, really cool lyrics that are about like he's just like he's singing about an alcoholic. But yeah, it's just a really good straight up punk song. I don't know. Yeah. Oh wow, this video's already like 9 minutes. Okay. Police Story is very good. Awesome lyrics. You know, like we're winning shoot, what was it? Oh, they hate us, we hate them. Or, you know, like, we're fighting a war, this is a war we can't win. I can't remember, it's been a while since I've listened to this album. Since I've been listening to it. When it comes to Black Flag, I'm listening to their later stuff more lately. I've had the CD for a very long time, too. I've had this since I was, like 12 years old. Since I was in, like, the 7th grade, and it's in pretty good condition. Yeah, I don't know. Police Story is a very good song. One of the highlights on this album. Gimme 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 is also very good. Although my favorite version is probably the Ron Reyes one, to be honest. Because it's more like, I don't know, that version it's a lot faster. And the version on here is good, but Harry Rollins kind of over-exaggerates the angriness in that song, in my opinion. But it's still very good. Depression, that's the best. The version on here is the best version of Depression. Such a good song, angry lyrics, and you know, like portrayed through the mind of Harry Rollins. That song just sounds awesome, like with his vocals over it, rather than Keith Morris making it sound kind of like a, like maybe even like satirical in a way, or just like I don't know, Harry Rollins just makes it sound darker and more serious. You take it more seriously the way he sings it, because he's a much more intimidating frontman, and he's probably my favorite frontman ever, to be honest. But yeah, Room 13 is also awesome. Lyrics like "Keep me alive, only you can do it. Keep me alive, and I'll stick to it. It's how to survive. Don't know if I can do it. I need to keep on. I need to hang on. I need. And just awesome. Really frantic, crazy, schizophrenic sounding song. That's just an awesome song. Damage 2 is good. It's not as good as Damage 1. I don't know why it's placed before Damage 1 on here, but whatever. I don't know, Damage 2 is really cool. It's really fast. And there's like the chorus, I think it's the chorus. No, it's not the chorus, it's like the pre-chorus. And it's like stupid feelings, stupid emotions, and then the chorus, I'm confused, don't want to be confused. Just a really good song. No More is good. It has a really cool intro where there's just like a bass, just one bass note and then the drum, and they start out really slow and then they keep playing that same note over and over and over until it gets really fast, and then it breaks out into, you know, fast, stereotypical Damaged era Black Flag song, you know, fast and all that. Yeah. Padded Cell is probably the worst song on the whole album, to be honest. Yeah, he's just like, I can't really tell what the lyrics are about, but at the chorus he just said like maniac or something. It's alright. It has a good guitar riff. It's not really a bad song, it's just probably the worst song on here. There's better songs on here than that. And then there is the probably my favorite track on here. Damaged 1. Oh my god, that song is awesome. It's like a foreshadowing of what is to come on the next few Black Flag albums, especially My War. It's like, that version is really good. The version that's on First 4 Years, where they have Des Cadena on vocals, is very good because it sounds faster, but the one on here is more emotional and dark. Because it's like Harry Rollins just fucking, on that version of that song, he just flips the hell out. Like, he's like screaming his ass off. I think he improvised the lyrics for that too, because those weren't the original lyrics for that song, and it's just awesome. His screaming is so cool, and just awesome, and it's just like, I don't know, that song is really cool. It's a really fun song to play because it's really easy, but you can mess around with it a lot on guitar. I don't know, it's just such an awesome song. That's my favorite song from Damaged. I don't know. This is a perfect 10, honestly, in my opinion, and I'm not just saying that because it's a very popular album. It really is a very good album. It's a little bit overrated, but it's still a classic, you know. It's still a Holy Grail album. Yeah. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is such an awesome album. If you haven't checked this out, you need to immediately, like, it has to happen. You have to listen to this if you haven't. And you'll probably love it or hate it. They're kind of, Black Flag are that kind of band. I've never really met a few of my friends listen to Black Flag, like at my friends' school or whatever. Like, I've had 2 friends who listen to punk before, and like, one of them was really into Black Flag. The guy I met who got me into Black Flag, who turned out to be a douchebag. And then my other friend, who was like, he just didn't really like Black Flag. So Black Flag are kind of a love or hate it kind of band. But obviously I love Black Flag so much, and this is perfect 10. Love this album. If I want to listen to straight up angry hardcore, that's what I go to. Either that or Minor Threat. So yep, that's it for this video. It's turned out a little longer than most of my reviews. But I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.